Rox, you saw the video on my Instagram, correct?
I did. That's terrifying. I mean, those things are a problem.
When I do an Instagram live, do you get an alert? Do you know?
If I'm on Instagram, I do. If I'm not on Instagram, I don't.
Because, some people, like my kids, they have an alert set up.
Yeah.
They have a
okay.
notification. So the minute I go live, they get a little thing that pops up on their phone.
It takes over like an Amber Alert.
Yeah, we spend 4 hours a day together. We're good. I don't need alerts for when you do stuff.
But you saw the video.
Yeah.
We had some serious drama at my house yesterday, and we're lucky that we didn't lose Gatsby, our 4-year-old Jack Russell Terrier, yesterday. Let me get Michelle on the line because she was out there with me with our springing into action and the hose, the water, the whole shebang. I mean, what an event. Calling Michelle.
Were you guys like screaming?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gatsby bit my finger as well. Look right there. I hope it doesn't
saw
get.
that in the
God,
video
why did he bite you?
Yeah, well,
Because you're jamming a hose down his face.
Exactly. I'll explain in just a second.
The dog is under duress this
It's
whole
like
time.
when you save a shark, you have to shove the hose in his mouth.
Yeah. Hey, Michelle, I'm telling the Bufo story, so I want you on the phone, okay?
Okay.
All right. So here's what happened. It's, about 11:30 yesterday morning. I'm already home for, I don't know, an hour after the morning show. I'm already at home, and I was just doing some work, some prep, and I was cooking some lunch, or I was getting ready to prepare lunch, and I heard barking outside that was just prolonged. Now, we've got 2 Jack Russell Terriers. They're both 4 years old. We got a male, we got a female. Gatsby's the male. Scout is the female. And yes, those have literary connections with Scout and Gatsby. Of course, the Great Gatsby, and Scout comes from...
To Kill a Mockingbird.
That is correct, Roxanne. Froggy's scratching his butt over there, has no idea.
It's my crotch.
Yeah, all right. So the dogs are barking, and it was prolonged. Now, they bark at squirrels, but it was just a frantic, prolonged bark. I'm like, something's not right. So I run outside, and I say, hey, Michelle, come with me quickly. They must have something. So Michelle runs outside, and they're on the side of the house where we got a whole bunch of these birds of paradise, which it's turned into a jungle. I need to just light those on fire. So I did get rid of. So on the side of the house, the dogs are in the birds of paradise, and they're just barking. They're just wailing. And that's when Michelle screams, he's got a squirrel!
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I wish.
And Michelle, why don't you take it from there?
Well, I saw him pick up something in his mouth and start running around, like back behind there where we couldn't even hardly get to him.
Exactly.
And I thought it was brown, and so I just assumed it was a squirrel. I did never even cross my mind that it would have been a Bufo Toad, and because they were, because the way they were barking at it and like working it, and so then, we were both running into the birds of paradise trying to get, grab him to get it out of his mouth, and then I guess he came running out and dropped it, and it wasn't a squirrel.
It was a humongous Bufo toad, a cane toad. And, of course, they're invasive. They're not indigenous. They are poisonous.
Was there lactation and excretion?
Dude, there was excretion.
Ew.
All right, now.
On the back, right?
Gatsby had this massive, this thing was the size of, the Nerf footballs? Not the full-size Nerf, but you have kind of like the smaller Nerf. Well, maybe in the middle. This thing was huge.
Is it like softball size? Yeah.
It was probably one of the biggest ones I've ever seen.
This is larger than my hand. This is This is a large Bufo toad, and Gatsby drops it, and we look at Gatsby, and Gatsby's got foam coming out of his mouth. So clearly he's shaking his head because it
tastes bad.
Well, you've got whatever neurotoxins or whatever's going on here, because these Bufo toads, one of their defense mechanisms is they secrete this toxic poison from these glands. And here's what we think happened on why maybe Gatsby wasn't immediately, knocked the hell out. If you look at the frog or the toad, now I show the toad, we captured it, we put it in a bag. Gatsby punctured the toad in the back. So in the back on the side by the rear legs on the right side of the toad, there are like 2 puncture marks and like stuff is coming out.
Oh.
Now, Michelle, when you looked up the Bufo toads, it says that the bulk of the poison, it's secreted from a gland near the eyes?
Right, like right behind the eyes. So
It doesn't look like Gatsby actually bit or was holding the toad near where the most secretion or the poison actually comes from. He certainly got enough to affect him because he was foaming and he was shaking his head. So immediately we run with Gatsby to the hose. We've got a coiled green hose in the back. I turn on the hose, and Michelle, how did we know? It was so. I'm trying to remember how everything transpired that we immediately took him to the. We knew we had to flush his mouth
because
out.
I knew I had to flush his mouth out, and you were saying like take him inside to the shower, and I said no, you better do it outside with the hose so you can push his face down instead of up. Because you don't want him swallowing anything. You want to hold the face down and just like squirt that hose right inside there so that whatever toxins are in there are going out.
So for 10, 15 minutes, how long was it, Michelle, that we held?
20 minutes because I thought you should have done it for 30 and I was worried you didn't do it long enough.
Did you waterboard the dog?
Well,
You're drowning the pup.
Well, that's how I got bitten. Because he's
like, enough, all right.
Well, he's like trying to figure out what's going on over here. It's like, dude, hey, Gatsby, calm down. We're trying to save your life here, dude. Calm down.
You know what you should have done is suck the poison out of his tongue.
No, you don't do that. Like a snake bite.
Like if you got a rattlesnake
That's
bite.
not how
That's
that
great.
works, Roxanne. You don't suck tongues.
Well, he's not a good dog owner then. He doesn't really care about Gatsby if you're not willing to do that.
No,
Making out with your dog.
So we grab the hose, turn the hose on full blast, and Michelle's trying to hold Gatsby. I'm trying to hold Gatsby's head. I've got the green garden hose. We're trying to aim his snout down. I'm trying to pry his jaws open. And, of course, his inclination is to clench and stop me from jamming water in his mouth. So in the process of trying to open his jaw, hold it down while running a full blast garden hose of fresh water into his snout, into his mouth to get the Bufo Toad toxins out, he clamps down on me. So I get a bite right on my finger, right in between, the knuckle area. And now I start bleeding profusely. Gatsby didn't intend to bite me, but he did. So we're just running this water. The whole backyard, the whole pool deck is covered with water now. But, I was able to get the slime off. And the interesting thing with the Bufo Toad and the interaction with the dog's mouth and saliva, it gets like it's a slimy kind of residue feel with this foam. And I was able to get all of that away, and the residue went away, and he seemed to be okay. So, Michelle, I'm guessing that he might not have gotten the worst of the toxin because he did not bite the head of the toad.
And we acted so quickly.
I think we were able to, clearly we did, because Gatsby's alive and well, and he never really went into any kind of a shock or a trauma. He never, went into a place where, we thought that, we're going to lose him. Mm-hmm. So I think we got very, very lucky yesterday.
Oh, we got lucky, all right.
Gatsby got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
A frog, not so lucky.
All right,
Frog not so lucky. You left him on the sidewalk, and then I went back to go get him, and he was gone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is another part of the story here.
You let him out of the bag?
Well, no.
No, he didn't, because we grabbed
He's
Gatsby
in the bag.
first, so we were tending to Gatsby, and
Right.
so then when we got him settled, I said, okay, I got to go get the frog so we know for sure, there's a Bufo Toad in case anything further happens, and he was gone.
All right, so here's the deal. Immediately, he is foaming and frothing. He drops the Bufo Toad, and it's on the pavers. It's on our walkway. He's punctured. The toad is bleeding. He's got guts coming out of the back. All right, let's hurry. Let's run and take Gatsby to the hose. Let's flush him out. And in the meantime, we go back to get the toad, and the toad is gone. I'm like, oh my God, he escaped like the one-armed man. He's gone. And I'm like, oh, jeez. And Michelle's yelling at me, we need the toad. Where's the toad? So then after we have Gatsby secured, after 20 minutes of running the water through his face, then now we're on the Bufo Toad hunt. Where the hell is the injured, punctured, poisonous Bufo Toad? So now we're poking through all the shrubs and the bushes, and we finally found them in the mulch next to a wall in my backyard, inside the shrubs. So we finally found him, and that's when we jammed him in a bag. And I didn't give a. Online, it's like how to kill the Bufo Toad humanely.
He was on his way to death anyway.
You need some lidocaine. It's like, listen, I'm not Dexter with syringes and ketamine. I don't have this stuff handy.
So would a hawk eat a Bufo Toad or something?
I don't know. Anyway, so I put the Bufo Toad in the bag, and he was already injured. I think he already was about to die anyway. But I don't need the damn toad still in the yard. But the warning is, folks, here in the Tampa Bay area, there are plenty of these Bufo Toads. Didn't you go online and you saw, Michelle, like a whole listing? What did you find?
It was on one of the news websites. They had a chart or a map that showed you like how many had been observed in a certain area.
They had like one of the TV stations locally on their website had like a Bufo Toad tracker.
Yeah,
that's great.
We have more, I guess, this year than has been reported in the past. So it's of concern. So
I know they're active more at night, but this was
Yes, they are.
this is like 11 o'clock in the morning
That's
yesterday,
crazy.
and I don't know whether the Bufo Toad was back in the Birds of Paradise and wedged in and sleeping, and the dogs found it. But Michelle, we got freaking lucky yesterday that Gatsby's not dead.
we did.
And we immediately called our vet, Dr. Gray from South Tampa. We've dealt with Dr. Garcia, Dr. Gray over there for 25 years plus, and I called Dr. Gray on her cell, and she was like at the beach. I think she was on vacation or something.
I know. Thank you for taking the call. I felt so bad for her.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Gray.
Vacation.
Yeah, she's like, hey, I'm at the beach. I'm like, hey, I got a kind of an emergency. And she was great. She was like, absolutely. And, when I told her that we flushed Gatsby's mouth out with water for like 20 minutes, she's like, good job. And she was asking about the heartbeat. Hey, take his pulse and what's his heart rate. And, she felt pretty comfortable because of the way he was behaving, that we had gotten it in time and we cleaned out his mouth before any toxins potentially really killed him or something.
Well, he was behaving pretty normally once we had
Flushed him out.
30, 40 minutes later, right?
Yeah.
He was, not shaking his head. He was not seizing. He was not, foaming anymore. I think we'd gotten all of the toxins.
Anyway, thanks, Dr. Gray, for taking the call. And we felt pretty comfortable that we were in the clear. We got lucky. All right, Michelle, I'll see you soon.
Did you end up putting the frog in the freezer or something? How'd you ultimately?
He was already dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, at that point, I think he was already dead, but you're supposed to put him in the freezer or put him in the fridge and then put light. I don't listen.
Take him out with a cattle gun.
This dude was already gone.
But, folks, be careful here in the Tampa Bay area if you've got pets out in the yard. These Bufo Toads are out there, and they will kill your pet. And the bottom line is, after I shot the Instagram live video, I started getting all these comments. I got a bunch of email at mj@mjmorningshow.com, and people were telling me that their dog was deathly ill. They didn't know if it was going to recover. I got some emails saying that their pet actually died from a Bufo Toad interaction.
Yeah, usually little dogs don't take that well.
Yeah.
Jack Russell's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gatsby was in that category.
Very lucky. All right, Michelle. Talk to you later. See you in a bit.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. And again, I shot the aftermath on my Instagram Live. And again, I encourage all of our MJ Morning Show listeners, if you want to see the video after we flushed his mouth out, if you want to see my bleeding finger where Gatsby chopped down while I'm trying to jam a hose in his mouth, the video, I did post it. So I did an Instagram Live yesterday, and I posted the video so you can see it. My Instagram is Certified Todd Schnitt. So give me a follow. Check out my feed, because you never know what I'm going to post. Pictures, videos. You never know when I'm going to go live, where, why, when. So on Instagram, give my personal account a follow. I'm Certified Todd Schnitt. So the word certified, then TODDSCHN as in November, ITT. Certified Todd Schnitt. Give me a follow. And, check out this video. It's frantic. It's crazy. It's like, oh, my God. And while you're at it, also follow the official MJ Morning Show Instagram. And that is MJ Morning Show on Instagram as well. So that's the drama, folks. But please be careful with your pets and these damn Bufo Toads here in the Tampa Bay area.